It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Taking you through a multi-layered technological experience right there as we welcome you back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show this Friday morning, hanging out with Bryan Smith to chat about the latest news in the world of technology. And earlier this week, it was announced that CRISPR, the revolutionary gene editing technology, is said to be used on a human body for the very first time to treat blindness. And that is very, very exciting news. Mr. Smith,
Definitely.
how are you?
I'm right, and yourself?
Good. We're twinning in the leather jacket department, if you're wondering.
Coordinated today.
But for those who might not have heard about CRISPR, and it's a new concept to them, exactly what is it? Let's quickly explain it and break it down.
Absolutely. So, put simply, CRISPR is essentially a family within DNA, which is itself the building blocks of all organic life on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
If you consider, one of the things scientists or researchers have focused on over the years is trying to tackle hereditary diseases or diseases that affect the DNA themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What they discovered as early as 2012 is that they discovered within DNA, within CRISPR, there's actually an enzyme called Cas9. And within Cas9, they've essentially been able to edit DNA. By doing this, they've essentially used the enzyme to tweak DNA like a pair of organic scissors, if you can imagine the metaphor.
Yeah.
They're actually able to go in and remove specific genes now at a time. And the idea is that this kind of technology could be used in future to tackle not only hereditary diseases, but also potentially to prevent birth defects.
Wow, that's incredible. And you think about the implications if this were to be done successfully and they were to be able to take those, quote unquote, genetic scissors, organic genetic scissors, and take out the gene for blindness. This would be an enormous step forward in terms
Most
of
definitely.
medical evolution.
Absolutely. So what researchers are trying to do now is that they're actually focused on hereditary diseases and defects to do with the human retina, which essentially controls the amount of light that the eye can perceive at any given time. As with some infants that are born, the retina doesn't develop properly, and what researchers are trying to do now in 18 human test subjects is actually go and edit this retina DNA strand within our own DNA ourselves, and essentially be able to tweak this beforehand to ensure that this complication never develops.
Yeah. Of course, with something as bold as this, there might be fear of some complications that may arise. What are some of the concerns that have been highlighted?
So beyond sort of the ethical quandary of human gene editing, of course, which is itself perhaps its own conversation, there are the two aspects that CRISPR's only been found to be essentially ethical and worthwhile, effective, so to speak, up to 80% of all cases. So it's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all solution.
Okay, but 80% is still quite high.
Absolutely. The other sort of thing to consider is the fact that CRISPR isn't necessarily as precise as we might make it sound. If you consider using that pair of genetic scissors, you might be able to affect other genes during that process. So it's essentially a tool that requires a great deal of care.
Wow. So should this be successful, how soon do you think this might be available then to the commercial market?
So the 18 patients that are now going to be essentially trialed using the solution will be those trials will take place over the course of the coming year.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to preview sort of the results of this and see how actually effectual it is within the human body. And going forward, we should be able to see far many more applications in the near future.
Wow, exciting stuff. Equally exciting, equally scary, all at the same time, the way that we're able to use modern medicine and technology, bringing those two worlds together. But thank you very much, Bryan.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate your time and expertise as always. And of course, let us know what are some of the latest stories that have caught your attention. If you are looking for the latest news in technology, you can check out bandwidthblog.com.